लोगों को लगता है MBA कर ले. अरे भाई, this is the wrong question. डिग्री क्यों करनी है? You need to get a brand on your resume. You don't need to get a degree.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. So, sir, I just wanted to ask one thing. Like, I have just begun my preparation with CFA level 1. And sir, my confusion is very straightforward, sir. Like, currently I am 25, and like I used to see many of my friends, they have already completed their masters, and like I am just a BBA graduate, sir. Like, I did my honors in finance, but sir, what happened when I started my career? It was the peak of COVID, and we all know that that time was very hectic, and everyone was losing their job, right? So at that time, I got a operational job, not a finance one, but an operational job. So I took that job, and sir, what happened? The starting of my career was something into completely different field. And now, if I'm going for a finance job, they're asking that you're not having that relevant experience, which is like obvious thing. So, sir, you tell me that should I go for when I'm going for MBA again? I'm seeing that we have to take like 1 year, prepare for CAT, and then to because doing MBA from very like. Normal college would not give me any remark, right? That won't lead to a very good let's say salary or growth in a career. So that's what I thought, like doing CFA. Now I'm stuck in a situation that should I give this year or the next year, or what would be the preparation plan? Am I going into a right path? Because sir, I'm not doing MBA right now because I've seen my friends, they are saying that कि यार MBA करके फायदा नहीं है. To be very honest, अभी like in the market, everyone is doing MBA just for the sake of certification, and after that they are just saying that there is no salary growth. So you tell me, what would be the best way? Should I go with just CFA or both CFA or MBA?
Got it. Yeah. Thank you, Anisha. I think your context was very helpful for me to give you very precise answer. So yeah, here is the thing, yaar, which you should all know. Generally, yaar, the confusion which is there in our minds is, should we do MBA or should we do CFA? Unfortunately, this is comparing apples with oranges. This is not a fair or this is not a right comparison. Why? Because CFA is not an exam, it is a brand which is built over last 60 years, which is built by virtue of its quality of curriculum and quality of candidates who are passing this curriculum and getting into top-notch brands or top-notch firms, right? Financial firms. And hence what happens is, these executives who have passed CFA say 10 years, 15 years, 20 years ago, they are sitting at top-notch positions in these financial firms. And when they go out in the market, what do they seek out? They seek out for this brand. Very, very simple. Bird or feather flock together. So when you have a lot of birds, these birds will always flock with similar birds. This is human mentality. This is called a tribal mentality, right? South Indian goes to a college and sees a group of South Indians, immediately the first thing he or she does is goes and interacts with them. Similarly, when a Punjabi goes out and sees few Punjabis and Sikhs, he will immediately interact with them. Simple tribal mentality. Similarly, over the last 60 years, 60, let that number sink in, because that is how brands are built. Brands are not built overnight. Brands are built over decades. Mahendra Singh Dhoni, today we see here the house coming down, right? House goes down when Mahendra Singh Dhoni enters the playground, right?
यही होता है जब MS धोनी अंदर आते हैं, विकेट गिरता है और पर दर्शकों में वही हर्ष उल्लास, वही खुशी, क्योंकि अंदर कौन आ रहा है? MS धोनी.
Playground, right? People are just shouting his name. But this brand was built over last 20 years of him playing this sport. Same goes for anyone else, right? Even though Rinku Singh and others today are playing very well in the IPL, Hardik Pandyas of the world are playing very well T20s, but they will take time before their brand goes to that level. That is how brands are built. Not just in sports, not just in academics, but everywhere, right? You look at Nestle. Nestle as a brand. Today, we all seek out, when we crave for some junk food, the first thing we crave out is Maggi. Why? Because Nestle has built this brand over last 100 years. So similarly, CFA is built over last 60 years. Over the years, its curriculum has become like a gold standard in the world of finance, right? Because it covers A to Z of finance. It has a global brand, right? Because this brand is recognized over 20 countries. Right, 20, 30 countries, and I'm talking about top countries, right? I'm not even considering the long tail countries in Africa and some other places, right? So hence, with such powerful brand, with such long vintage, what happens is that there are a lot of executives in the top-notch financial firms, and they are flocking together, birds of same feathers flocking together. They are also seeking out their respective new recruits who have CFA on their profiles. So this is how that virtuous cycle is, turning, right? That more and more CFA grads are coming in the market with every passing year. 10, 12 years down the line, they are again seeking out graduates who are again CFAs, so more CFA gets into good positions, and this way the virtuous cycle goes on. So on one side, you have a CFA as a strong brand, and I gave you the reasons and also the philosophical reasons around how brands get built and how, people, there is a tribal mentality to a alumni group, right? That more and more CFA grads are seeking out more and more new recruits who also have CFA. On the other hand, my friends, MBA is not a brand. It is a mere degree. अभी आप और मैं भी कॉलेज खोल के अनीशा तिवारी प्राइवेट लिमिटेड, अनीशा तिवारी मैनेजमेंट स्कूल्स खोलकर आप भी डिग्री दे सकते, कोई बहुत बड़ी बात नहीं. बट आपकी और मेरी दी हुई डिग्री विल हैव जीरो वैल्यू. Why? Because MBA degree in isolation has no value. What has value is from which institute you are doing this MBA. Very, very critical. And this point gets missed. लोगों को लगता है MBA कर ले. अरे भाई, this is the wrong question. डिग्री क्यों करनी है? You need to get a brand on your resume. You don't need to get a degree. Right? CFA, imagine कीजिए, CFA में जो करिकुलम है वो सारा कोई और इंस्टीट्यूट भी, या आप ही अनीशा अपना एक कॉलेज खोल लीजिए, उसमें सेम करिकुलम पढ़ाने लगिए. Do you think you will become a same brand? No. Because brand is constitutes two things. One, the quality of the product or the offering, which you can match. But how will you match the vintage? Which means that you also need to spend enough time in the market to build that, virtuous cycle where more and more people have this brand of yours and they are doing good roles in the financial firms and they are wanting people with similar profiles. That is how over the years this vintage gets developed, right? So hence, by design, just the curriculum or degree has no worth. And that is the fundamental problem with MBA degrees today. Unfortunately, there are thousands of colleges in India today who are distributing MBAs. And trust me, there are thousands of colleges who are distributing this just by virtue of you giving them money. तुम मुझे पैसा दो, मैं तुम्हें डिग्री दूंगा, is what their motto is. And I have met several such directors and promoters who have simple this mentality. कि भाई साहब, आप हमें पैसे दीजिए, 2 साल का हमारा 10 लाख रुपए चार्ज है, आप कोई क्लास मत करिए, बस बीच बीच में एग्जाम देने आ जाइएगा, उसका भी पेपर और आंसर्स हम आपको पहले से बता देंगे, आप बस आइए, इतना करिए, आपको मिल जाएगी. सिंपल, दे आर रनिंग ऑन दिस फिलॉसफी, right? So hence MBA degrees in isolation have zero value. Yes, MBA done from a reputed institute has a lot of value because then the brand of that institute comes into play. But here is the fun fact, or the crude and a hard fact, that unfortunately are the top 10-12 branded institutes of our country, which includes the IIMs, the old IIMs, as well as FMS, MDI, Narsimundi, SVGMs of the world, Accelerize of the world. Here, there is only less than 1% seats. So if there are 3.5-5 lakh people who are writing the CAT exam every year, maybe 1,000 odd seats, 3,000 odd seats are available in these top 10-12 colleges. So now what happens? Automatically, there is only 1% chance of yours to get into these colleges. And hence, if you don't get into these colleges, remaining 99%, they will just waste their time, energy and money of getting an MBA from any other institute. Yes, if Anisha and everybody else on the call, if you of course want to create your career outside finance, then even a mediocre MBA college will do. Why? Because you are learning marketing from a reputed institute versus from a maybe a tier 2, tier 3 college will not have much difference. But when it comes to finance here, because finance is a global domain, which means tomorrow when you are working in the domain of finance, you are not just advising clients in your vicinity, in your geography, in your country, but you are advising clients and investors outside your country. And you are advising them for assets, for buy or sell outside their country and even your country, right? So like in my case, when I was interning with JP Morgan Chase back in 2011, I was in their credit analysis wing, which is called CAU, Credit Analysis Unit, right? I was actually working on a Hong Kong Power Limited company, which was based out of Hong Kong. And I was advising my clients in the US who had to put money in this stock. And I was sitting in Bombay, which is in India. So look at how global this domain is. Sitting in India, evaluating something in Hong Kong, advising clients in US. So when your global knowledge and global, interactions are required, in that case, your brand becomes all the more, right? And that is where the heart of the matter lies, and that is where people are flocking towards CFA to get a brand, because this global brand then ensures that you are able to manage these global interactions in the domain of finance. So my personal advice, Anisha, would be that please, if you are getting into the top 10 colleges, please do. But if you are not getting into the top 10, 12 colleges of the country in terms of MBA, please do not waste your time, energy, money. In fact, वो 15 लाख रुपए जो है आप कहीं मार्केट में डाल दीजिए, every 5-6 years that money will double. That itself will be the best investment of your life versus burning that 15-20 lakh rupees in that MBA program, which will have absolutely negligible ROI, right? Friends, if you have liked this session, do share it with your friends and peers as well so that more number of people can benefit from these insights. Also, friends, if you are aspiring to build your career in finance and your why of CFA is now clear, please do enroll for the course and get started. My course is available at a very, very nominal cost. The link of the same is in the description where you can check all the details of the course as well as the price and how to get enrolled in it. So do give it a shot so that you can move forward and quickly create a career in finance. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.